In our previous 3 videos, we covered questions from 1 to 11. Today we are picking up the pace with question 12 through question 17. So let's dive straight into question 12. Roberto buys a toy for $5 and then he sells it for $4.6, which is less, isn't it? So actually he buys a toy for $5 and he sell it for 4.6, which is less. That means definitely he's going to get a loss. The question is calculate his percentage loss. Here what we have to do, first find out how much he lost, then we are going to calculate the percentage loss. So let's find out for the loss. To find the loss, we have to subtract selling price from the cost price. So what is the cost price here? $5. So let's take that $5 here minus selling price is $4.6. From $5, if you subtract 4.6, that means here we don't have decimal point, you have to add one 0. 10 take away 6 is 4. Then here 4 minus 4 is 0. So the loss is $0.4. This 0.4 we can write in terms of a fraction form. So that is one digit after we have a decimal point. So that's why a denominator we had to write 1 0, which is nothing but 4 divided by 10. So instead of 0.4 we can write this as a 4 divided by 10. So that is a loss. Now what you have to do, we have to find out percentage loss. What is the formula for the percentage loss? Loss divided by cost price times 100. So what is the loss here? 4 divided by 10 times, what is the cost price? Cost price is 5 times 100. 10 tens are 100, then 5 twos are 10. So we are going to have 4 times 2, which is only 8%. So that is a percentage of loss. Now let's go to the next question. Simplify 8 t raised to the power of 8 divided by 4 t raised to the power of 4. First we have to simplify the numbers. Here we have a 8 and here we have a 4. So 4 times 2 is 8. Then what we have t raised to the power of 8. So let's write t raised to the power of 8. Then denominator we have a t raised to the power of 4. So 1 over t raised to the power of 4. If you want to take it into numerator, it is going to be t raised to the power of minus 4. So we can write this as a t raised to the power of minus 4. So here t and here t. That means bases are same. We have to use one rule. That is, when bases are same, we can add the exponents. So here base t and here base t are same. We can add the exponents. So which is 8 plus minus 4. Which gives 8 minus 4. 8 minus 4 is nothing but a plus 4. So the final is 2 times t raised to the power of 4. Very simple one. Let's go to the next question. Solve the equation. So solve the equation is nothing but we need to find x value here. Here to find the x, we have 1 minus x and also we have a division by 3. First we have to remove 1 by 1 this. For this you have to recall the opposite operations. Here the 3 is in form of division 3, isn't it? So what is a division opposite operation? Which is multiplication. To get rid of this division 3, we need to multiply both sides by 3. 3 gets cancelled. So we left only 1 minus x. That is equal to 5 times 3, which gives 15. To find the x, still we have a 1. So to get rid of this 1, here 1 is nothing but plus 1, isn't it? So what is the plus opposite operation? Which is minus. So that's why both sides do minus 1. Here plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled. And we left only minus x. On the right hand side we have a 15 minus 1, which gives 14. So minus x equal to 14. And we need to find x, not minus x. So you have to get rid of this minus. So what you have to do, and what we know, subtraction, if you multiply with the same sign, we are going to get plus. Minus into minus, which gives plus. So here also you have to multiply both sides by minus. Then this minus, it becomes plus. So then finally x equal to minus 14. Let's go to the next question. Ella's height is 175 cm. Correct to the nearest 5 cm. Write down the upper bound of Ella's height. Given some girl height which is 175 cm and correct to the nearest 5 cm. Student usually do, whenever they given the correct nearest 5 cm, they immediately what they do 175, just add 5 to round up this. We are going to get 180 cm, which is incorrect, because to round up this 175, for that question this is correct, but here they are asking the upper bound. Here what you have to do, so the correct way of solving this is, what is Ella's height? 175 centimeters. Correct to the nearest 5 centimeters. Here you have to recall the multiples of 5. So what is the multiples of 5? 5, 10, 15, 20 and so on, and our height is 175. You have to take in between that. So 170, 175, 180. When a value is rounded to the nearest unit, the actual value could be anywhere within a range. So that means our height is 175. So range also in between only 170 to 180. So you have to take that. That is the nearest 5 centimeters. So this is our first step. That means here they are asking upper bound. So if you want to find the upper bound, our range should be only in between 170 to 180. So if suppose they ask lower bound also, the lower bound also in between only 170 to 180 only. So this is the range. So in between only we have to find the answer. So that is our first step. The second step is to find the boundary. We take the degree of occurrence. So what is the here degree of occurrence? The given 5 centimeters. That is the degree of occurrence. We have to take that and split it into half. So you have to split it into half. So 5 divided by 2, which is 2.5 centimeters. So now given the question is upper bound. So this upper bound, to find the upper bound, what is the given height? 175 centimeters. To find the upper bound, you have to add this 2.5 to this original height. To find the lower bound, you have to subtract this 2.5 to the original height. So 175 plus 2.5, which gives 177.5 centimeters. The lower bound is 175 minus 2.5, which gives 172.5. See, this 177 and 172 within the range only in between 170 to 180, isn't it? So this is our in between this range we found the upper bound and lower bound. This is the correct way to do. Let's go to the next question. Calculate 3 times 10 raised to power minus 3 whole raised to power of 3. Give your answer in standard form. What is the standard form? It is in the form of a times 10 raised to power of minus n. Here a should be in between 1 to 10. Our answer should be right in terms of a standard form. So let's take the expression. So what is the given expression? 3 times 10 raised to power of minus 3 whole raised to power of 3. Now observe here, it is in the form of a times b whole raised to power of m. Here a is 3, so a is 3 and b is 10 raised to power of minus 3 and m is 3. What is the formula for a times b whole raised to power of m? A raised to power of m times b raised to power of m. So using this rule, we can write this as a raised to power of m, which is a is 3, m also 3. That is 3 raised to power of 3 times, what is b? 10 raised to power of minus 3 whole raised to power of m. m is 3. Now 3 raised to power of 3. So 3 raised to power of 3 means 3 you have to multiply 3 times, isn't it? So what is 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. So 27 times what we have 10 raised to power of minus 3 whole raised to power of 3. So let's take that. Now observe here, now it is in the form of a raised to power of m whole raised to power of n. So here a is nothing but a 10, m is nothing but minus 3 and n is nothing but 3. So what is the formula for a raised to power of m whole raised to power of n? The formula is a raised to power of mn. So here also 10 raised to power of minus 3 times 3, which gives 10 raised to power of minus 9. So here we have to write 10 raised to power of minus 9. Now observe here, it is in the form of a times 10 raised to power of minus n, which is our standard form, isn't it? But what is the condition here? A should be in between 1 to 10. Is 27 is in between 1 to 10? No. So it is more than 10. So that's why you have to convert this to in between 1 to 10. How can you convert? So this 27, if you do multiply by 10 and divided by 10, if we cancel these two, we are going to get only 27, isn't it? So the value should not change. So that's why let's do multiply by 10 and divided by 10. Now take only this 27 divided by 10, which gives 2.7. 2.7 is in between 1 to 10, isn't it? So this we can write as 2.7 times 10. Instead of 27, we can write this as a 2.7 times 10. Still we have a 10 raised to power of minus 9. So let's take that 10 raised to power of minus 9. Here 10 is nothing but a 10 raised to power of 1. Now observe here we have a 10 and here we have a 10. Bases are same. When bases are same, we can add the exponents. So we can add these two. 1 plus minus 9. 1 plus minus 9, which gives minus 8. So 10 raised to power of minus 8. So finally, the given expression we convert in terms of a standard form. 2.7 times 10 raised to power of minus 8. So this 2.7 also, it is in between 1 to 10. That's it. Let's go to the next question. Train of length is 105 meters. So let's assume this as a train. It takes 11 seconds to pass completely through the station. Suppose if we have a station here, to pass this station, what is the station length? They are giving 225 meters. To pass this station, we are going to get only 11 seconds. Here, students often take only either station length or train length. They just only take one length and do their calculation, which is incorrect. Here the train length 105 meters. If it starts here, it reach up to here, so that means you have to take the station length also. That means the distance, you have to take the train length plus station length. So what is the train length? 105 meters plus what is the station length? 225 meters, which gives 330 meters. What is the question? Calculate the speed of train in kilometers per hour. So first find the speed. What is the speed formula? Distance by time. What is the distance here? 330 meters divided by 11 seconds. So if we cancel this, we are going to get 30. So the units are, here we have a meters, let's take meters, and here we have a seconds, so meter by seconds. We calculate the speed, but they are asking you have to calculate in terms of a kilometer per hour. We got only meter per second, so we have to convert in terms of a kilometer per hour. Let's convert. What we know? We know 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. So here we have a meters. Let's both sides divide by 1000. Here 1000 gets cancelled, so we left only 1 meter. So 1 meter is 1 divided by 1000 kilometers. And here how many meters we have? We have 30 meters. So let's both sides multiply by 30. So 30 meters is nothing but 30 divided by 1000 kilometers. 30 divided by 1000 kilometers. Now we have to convert this second in terms of a hour. What we know? We know 1 hour equal to 60 minutes. And also we know 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Instead of this 1 minute, you had to write 60 seconds. So we converted 1 hour into seconds, which is 60 times 60. 60 times 60, which gives 3600. So let's write here 3600. These two zeros gets cancelled. 10 times 3 is 30. So now we have 3 times 36, which gives 108 kilometer per hour. This is the speed of the train. I hope these explanations for the upper bound and the train speed questions clear up some confusion. If you have a specific past paper question you are struggling with, leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to join our study community and keep practicing your IGCSEs.